Guys, so we're going to be doing a general reading today. So it can apply to any sign, anybody, whatever. So if you're watching this, I'm going to try to tap into as many people's energy as I can. So that basically means some of the messages may be for you, some of them may not be, and that's okay. The whole thing could end up resonating for you, and I may not pick up on yours. So what I would like to ask for you guys to do is just because I read with energy and spirit guides, and I use the cards too, but it's not just the cards. I would like to ask you guys to take a second and maybe pause the video and act like you're putting your hands on the deck. And I can zoom in on the deck here in a second, so you can uh, have something to really focus on. But that would then I can see when I'm shuffling, feeling into the energy, see what I'm picking up and see if it resonates for you. So anyway, I'm going to scoop this up, get a little more of a zoom in on it. So now if you guys want to pause here, then we can, all right, that's probably long enough for you guys to do that. So yeah, I guess that's good. So I'm going to take a second, shuffle, meditate on this, and see what I get. So as I'm shuffling and trying to feel out what this is about, I just get like energy, like feelings kind of, and I just feel so hot in my body right now, like so warm, just so, but then my throat feels kind of constricted. So I think what's happening is there's a situation that you are really excited about, but you're also being a little shy about it. Maybe you're not sure how to approach it. You're not sure what to say. So let's get some cards and see what this is about. So I'm seeing two sides here, like divided in the middle here. So either this is the perception of how the person you're dealing with is feeling, or you're having this, well, on the one hand, but on the other hand, type of feelings about this situation. So we have the Two of Cups. I drew that as like the center. So some sort of partnership, some sort of offering, some sort of. I'm getting the sense that's romantic because we have the Three of Cups, we have the Ten of Cups, we have the King of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords. So, and then on the other side, we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Knight of Swords. So Aquarius, air signs in general, and Sagittarius are on here. That can be in your chart or their chart, doesn't have to be. But it just kind of seems like I'm really getting the sense that it's a romantic offer, maybe to someone that you've known for a while, maybe someone that you've had ups and downs with, maybe a friend, or this could be an ex. That ups and downs kind of pop in my head. It's kind of like, does that mean it's an ex, or is this just like a long-term friend that you're just kind of now seeing in a new light? Yeah, with that Ace of Swords, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know. This is probably new, so it may just be a new view on a friendship, and you're wanting to take it into a new direction. So on one hand, you're really excited about it. You're like, oh, just thinking about the possibilities. You're thinking about where it could go, where you want to go, and you're wanting to take charge of the situation. But on the other hand, like you either see them as worried that they're not ready and this may be rushing in too fast, or you may not be completely ready and you may be rushing in a little too fast. Maybe you're used to being on your own. Maybe you see them as someone who's used to being on their own. Maybe there's a little bit of selfishness in this a little bit, or maybe it's you've been known to deceive in the past, or they've been known to deceive in the past. So, like, someone talks a little too fast, a little silver tongued. And this could be a perception, this could be something you're worried about. But it's there with the Seven of Swords. Someone may just be used to being on their own and doing what it takes to provide for themselves, no matter who they hurt. So let me get a few more cards out. So there's this like need to communicate here. Drew more for the Seven of Swords and got the Page of Swords and the Moon card. Pisces, Gemini, Virgo. Oh, and another Gemini card came out. So it's just kind of like, this is a situation you want, but it kind of seems like there's a fear that one or both of you may be acting a little impulsively with this Lovers and the Three of Swords, clarifying the Knight of Swords. So it's just kind of like, okay, like you two do get along, you two do come together, but there's like this whole, okay, is it moving too fast though? What are we doing here? And then there's this whole like maybe holding back a little bit emotionally, not really sharing everything, maybe a little bit of not knowing how you feel, or this could be a fear because there's a lot of sword energy going on over here. So that could just be something in your head or in their head. And it's just kind of like, okay, there is something that needs to be communicated here because it's just like, I feel like this side is like fear. It's like someone may be exhausted. They may just be like, are we ready to move on? Like you're done with the situation or they're done with the situation, but is it ready for something new? Like it's at a 9, but it's not at the 10 quite yet. And like with these, I just heard like it's like trying to let go right now, trying to let go because you want this situation to be sturdy, reliable. I heard a good source of income, so maybe this isn't love related. Maybe this is something about being burned from a past job and then trying to get a new one. Of course, this is a general reading, so some of you may end up being this may be romantic. Some of you, this could be like a job energy, like I was saying. Because I mean, there is the 10 of Cups, Lovers, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups. Like there are things here. So could be trying to get a job with a friend, but celebrating this offer because it's seen as something sturdy. But then like there's just so much fear going on here. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I think I'm going to specifically ask about the other person because the more I look at this, I'm like, I think this is, whoever this is resonating for, I think these are fears that live in your head. So I think what I'm going to do is shuffle for the person you're dealing with or the situation you're dealing with because it doesn't have to be romantic, like I said. So let me do that real quick. So I think the person you're dealing with actually does care for you a lot. And I kind of see this situation that may be giving you a little fear because there seems to be a little balancing act here between, okay, they intuitively know that they want to explore this relationship with you and they're kind of moving towards this relationship, right? Because they feel pretty heated with you, that like in a good way. They feel pretty passionate about you. It's like they're going after what they want, and what they want is you. Remember to take this how it resonates. I'm kind of putting like romantic, I'm like a twist on it, but this could just be like job. If that's what it is, that's what it is. It could just be them knowing you're a good fit and being like, yes. But it's just kind of like, I feel like they had some lessons to learn here that they're trying to apply. So that may be why it's kind of weird because it's like maybe in the last one they were a little, there's either this too giving and too understanding of someone else's circumstances or too egotistical, too like trying to get everything their way with no consideration for others. And it's just kind of like trying to understand the situation. And they got the strength card, so they're going to be in the situation they want to be in, right? So, or they're going to make the choices they want to make. So if they're choosing you for employment, if they're choosing to be with you romantically, if they're whatever, however this resonates, this person is making that choice. So, at least for the time being, I don't really see this. I see this as them trying to enjoy something that someone that they care about. So for the time being, yeah. So cards we have the High Priestess. Hold on. And yes, this is a supernatural deck. We have the Lovers. We have the Queen of Bones. So I just realized the Lovers was on both ends. So I think the feelings are kind of reflective here. So we have the Two of Coins. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Devil, which I'm covering the faces. These are fun cards to show. The King of Goblets, and which would be like a King of Cups, and the Strength card, the good old Benny. So you could be dealing with Cancer, Gemini, Aries, Capricorn, Cancer again, Cancer twice. Oh wait, no, that's Pisces. Sorry, or Leo. And of course, it doesn't have to be, just seeing the signs out here. So let's get some advice for you. So before I start pulling cards, while I was shuffling for advice, I just heard slow down. So either for you or this other person may need to slow down. With all these fears going on in your head, you may be rushing this a little and may need to take a step back and make sure that you're not just making your life all about them, right? Like, continue to explore your hobbies, your interests, hang out with your friends. If I keep going with if this is a relationship, but if it's a job, make sure that it's not all your job. Like you're in your head, well, do some fun things like when you're off work, right? Do some things that get you out of your head and into your body. Like do something creative, like some artwork, something, music, whatever you're into, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the cards. So we have the Devil again. We have the Hierophant. We have the King of Coins. So that's all three Earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have the King of Swords, Gemini, the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So I just kind of get this whole, okay, look, learn from your past. There may be some codependent vibes here where you may need to learn, like, yeah, maybe you could rely on them, but maybe you put too much trust in them. Not trust. Maybe you relied on them too much. Like it's okay to have some independence. It's okay, like keep your options open. Like, you don't have to date other people if you don't want to, but it's like don't just be about them. Basically, like what I was saying when I was shuffling, like don't be afraid to put the boundaries up a little bit. If you feel like it's moving too fast, communicate that. Go ahead and say that, okay? Because if this is intimidating to you because things are just moving a little too fast, then have that conversation. You shouldn't be afraid of losing someone just because you're like, oh, I think it's moving a little too fast. It's freaking me out. Because I do, from what I've seen in this reading, you do care about them. It's just, there's this element of like, are we moving too fast? Like, is it too much? So if it is, hopefully they'll be understanding, but it just kind of seems like you need to be a little more concerned about you, right? You need to keep doing your thing, your hobbies, your interests, right? And not just be totally about them. And that's not to say you can't be committed. That's not to say you can't be you can't be reliable. You can't be there for them and them there for you. It's just something about this is moving too fast for you. You're a little uncomfortable, and It just feels like you should say that, and also pay attention. Don't just lose interest in your hobbies. Don't just drop everything for this person. Like, if there's something that you want to do that they don't want to be included in, that doesn't mean you don't go do it. Okay? Now, that also doesn't mean, like, don't be there for them when they need someone. Like, don't ghost them all the time or whatever, but it's just kind of like finding that balance. Is It's just kind of like, I get the sense that you've either put all your eggs in their basket, or you've been so distant that it's like, that it's just like, are you even there? You know? Okay. So I think this reading is done. Hopefully it helps you guys. Yeah. So you guys have a good day.